Hello, 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 and welcome. I am Tendai Kaumba. I'm here on behalf of Ashe Dance Theater Collective. If you all can hear me, can you give a thumbs up? Beautiful. Well, welcome. Hello, Savannah. I'm here and I want to first, welcome, wonderful to be here with you all and share the gift of song and dance to bring us into this space. Entering with the ancestral connection to our Nigerian ancestors and calling on one song and dance that is near and dear to my heart, Fanga Alafia. Some may be familiar, some may not. It is the Yoruba translation of welcoming you through song, through dance, and in good health. And we know that this is the time of all times to welcome good health, good energy, and beautiful positivity and love and protection. So I'm gonna do a bit of call and response. And because we're on Zoom, we're gonna be a little glitchy, but we'll roll with the punches, right? And I'm gonna give the call and you are gonna respond. You can unmute your mic if you want, or you can do it with you, and then we're gonna add some movement. Ashe. Banga alafia, ashe, ashe. You say. Banga alafia, ashe, ashe. Again, funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. And we break it down with some movement from the sky above. And you repeat from the sky above, yes, to the ground below.
To the ground below.
Again, from the sky above.
From the sky above.
To the ground below.
To the ground below.
Ground below.
And now 4 times, we welcome you, we welcome you, we welcome you, we welcome you.
We welcome you. Welcome you.
We open our hearts to you. We open our hearts to you.
We open our hearts to you.
We open our hearts to you.
Beautiful. So we are going to sing Funga Alafia 2 times. We go into our breakdown and then we come right back and sing it all together. I'm going to ask that everyone will mute their mics and I will sing for us. But I also encourage you all to please share your voices in your space. Let that throat chakra live into the light, and we're going to welcome each other and find someone on the screen that you might want to welcome and share that smile with. Ashe. 6, 7, and Funga Alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga Alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga Alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga Alafia, ashe, ashe. Break it down from the sky above to the ground below. From the sky above to the ground below. We welcome you, we welcome you, we welcome you, we welcome you. We open our hearts to you. We open our hearts to you. One more time, from the sky above, to the ground below. From the sky above, get to the ground below. We welcome you, we welcome you, I welcome you, we welcome you. We open our hearts to you. We open our hearts to you from the top. Funga Alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Yebo, ashe, give thanks.
Peace, everyone. My name is Adia Whitaker. I am the director of Ashe Dance Theater Collective. And my sister and I are here to offer songs to the ceremony today. Freedom songs have been an integral part of joyous resistance of Indigenous people across the planet. We sing to prepare ourselves to go into battles of love, battles of war, and we lift ourselves from sorrow with song. We celebrate, we say hello and goodbye to our loved ones with song. And often as people of color, we're taught in North American history about the ways that our ancestors were defeated or terrorized or dehumanized. But on the other side of that history is stories of resilience and perseverance and choice and agency and humanity and brilliance that have been passed down to us. And so we choose to focus on those stories and those songs. And so in the spirit of creating new pathways to freedom, we offer these songs in the spirit of your ancestors and of ours. We offer these songs as liberation medicine and healing for this journey today towards freedom and reparations.
You never know your own life until it's yours. You never know your own life until someone else has owned it. Someone else controls it, molds it. You ain't no victim, so take back what's yours. Good afternoon. My name is Constance Smith, as Ifa, Iawo, Ifa Shewa, Oshundamilola, Ifa Shola, Fayemi Akambi Omotina. I'm a vocalist with Ashe Dance Theater Collective. And I have an offering of a song that I was lucky enough to be a part of writing that's called Now is the Time. And I would like to sing that for you all. Now is the time to wake up from your slumber, so open your eyes. We want some freedom, let us go now. Give us freedom, now is the time to wake up from your slumber, so open your eyes. We want some freedom, let us go now. Give us freedom, now is the time to wake up from your slumber. Open your eyes, we want some freedom. Let us go now. Give us freedom. Now is the time to wake up from your slumber. Open your eyes, we want some freedom. Let us go now. Give us freedom. Now is the time to wake up from your slumber. Open your eyes, we want some freedom. Let us go now. Give us freedom now. Ashe. Sister Kendra.
Hello, my name is Shirley Fabre, and I would like to offer a prayer. I'm part of the Truth Telling Project, and I'm going to offer a prayer and then the land acknowledgement. First, a prayer. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Lord God, let all your children live safely. Let all of us and our descendants live securely in your presence. Lord, hear our prayer. Let my cry reach you. Don't hide your face from us in our time of trouble. I know you are angry with all those who oppress. You have given us the ability to recognize wrong, to stand against it, and to act to end injustice. May the wrongs of oppression come to an even greater light and clarity in this season. May more people see how power is being used to oppress rather than to serve. May your justice increase and take power away from those who do harm. May we continually find our sense of dignity, worth, strength, and courage, not in how we are treated, but in how we treat others and how you love us. May we take heart that there is hope and give hope to others. Amen. I would now like, so I am currently standing on Ramapo Nalampe land, and I would like to invite you all to acknowledge the land that you're standing on as a way to show respect and as a step towards correcting the stories and the practices that erase our indigenous brothers and their stories and culture. So,
Ashe, this is Kendall again. I'm in Brooklyn, New York on Lenape and Canarsie land. Ashe.
Oh boy, I'm in Manhattan. Manhattan.
And we like for folks to type it in. It would be really, really long if everybody said it, but thank you all for offering.
I believe we have another freedom song. If we wanted to check in.
Okay, so the Igbo people from the Kingdom of Dahomey and Benin, West Africa, offer us a powerful example of resistance in the African diaspora. No matter where they went in the world in the African diaspora or on the continent of Africa, they always stood up and continue to stand up for who they are and what they believe in. Ashe Dance Theater Collective would have loved to share the same space for this performance. But as people that uphold the indigenous traditions of the planet and yield to Mother Earth, we weren't able to do that today. So this reminded us, this is a time where the labor of change will and can also become very uncomfortable for us. So we offer this next song as a way to remember our commitment to Mother Earth and our commitment to the labor of change and the moments where it can become very uncomfortable because we're in a space where we are going to have to create new pathways to freedom in this new world that we're living in. And so that's all. That's what I wanted to say. Maybe y'all find peace and freedom in this new way of being.
Ashe, ashe. Peace and love, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. My name is Kendra Foster. I'm a singer and a songwriter, and I co-wrote Black Messiah as well as much of my own solo stuff. And I am in love with freedom, and we all deserve it. So, and I'm from the South, so I'm gonna sing this kind of my way. Freedom, oh, freedom. Freedom rain down over me. And before I be a slave, I be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom, oh, freedom. Freedom rain down over me. And before I be a slave, I be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Let me say it again. And before I be a slave, I be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. So I want to just briefly, my name is David Ragland. I'm the director of the Grassroots Reparations Campaign, and I am so honored to be here. Happy Reparations Sunday, you all. And today is a special day. And I want to briefly introduce Pat Gunn, who's the director of the Jubilee Center for Reconciliation and Jubilee in Savannah, Georgia. And she's going to just share briefly about Jubilee Freedom Day and the work she's doing there.
Thank you, Brother David. I am so honored to be here on this Jubilee Day and the Reparations Sunday. We're in Savannah, Georgia, and we have just concluded 2 hours of commemoration of a particular area downtown in Savannah. We have been commemorating Jubilee for the past 7 years, and so just to give some meaning, Jubilee is the day that we consider in Savannah, Georgia, our Juneteenth. It is the day that our ancestors were emancipated by Sherman's famous March to the Sea. Approximately 8,000 enslaved Africans made their way downtown on that cold winter's morning and were emancipated and stayed downtown for 2 weeks. There was a meeting that was held on January the 2nd, 1865, with 23 preachers who met with Sherman's generals. Sherman had gone on into the Carolinas. And they said, we appreciate you emancipating us and giving us freedom. However, we don't have a plan. And so I want the nation to know that the field article number 15 that was drafted by General Henry Slocum was the field article that gave our ancestors 40 acres and a mule. Now, there were over 215 families that were given 40 acres and a mule disbursement. It was actually 40 acres, a mule, and $200 for seed. I want you to take mind of your calendar, American history, in terms of the timeline. We were emancipated on the 21st of December, 1864. The meeting was held on January the 12th, 1865. Field article number 15 was passed on February 1, 1865, and 8,000 approximately enslaved freedmen now are now dispersed in the Sea Islands, the Sapelo Island, Jones Island, Osper Island, all throughout the Georgia and the Carolina area. They were emancipated, they began to plant. And then on April the 15th, 1865, approximately 2.5 months later to date, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. And those enslaved Africans that are now free that had their 40-acre tracts of land, 1 year later had begun to harvest. The brand new Vice President, now President Andrew Johnson, rescinded field article number 15 that the record show. And so those freed slaves were now having to give back their land. They sent federal troops to the coast of Georgia, and they intentionally sent people from those federal troops that were colored soldiers because they knew that the Sea Island Gullah Geechee folk were not going to raise guns. To make a long story short, we're in commemoration, and we are saying that Jubilee is here now. We need reparations because the land was taken from them, and those particular farmers that lost their slaves, they were given $20,000 US each. And the language says for the loss of their slaves. So everyone got reparations except those freed Africans. So here we are, fast forward December 20th, 2020. And yes, we are in commemoration and solidarity with you for Reparations Sunday. This is our Jubilee. Jubilee Sunday takes on reparations. We stood in parks, 2 squares, in fact, that call for the replacement of pro-slavery advocates that have thousands of enslaved beneath them. And so we are in the process of getting some repair. Repair doesn't always come with the economics, it comes with the justice. And so we are in solidarity to stir up some good trouble on the coast of Georgia and be in solidarity with you across the nation. As a Gullah Geechee elder, I say in closing, I am predicting that this 10 years of atonement beginning at 2020 on to 2030, I don't think we'll have to wait until the end of the 30. But I declare that reparations will be released in this decade for our people. Long overdue. We are the ones that know the going ons around here on the Georgia coast. And we salute you for this Reparations Sunday. We are in solidarity. Ashe.
Ashe. And just to share a little bit more about this, Professor Dr. Akinele Umoja from Georgia State University will share a little bit more. Okay, Baba AK, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm sorry, brother. My internet cut off for a second. But as Huey Newton once said, the spirit of the people will always overcome the man's technology. But just reiterating what Sister Pat said about Jubilee and about when 40 acres was promised to our ancestors. It was an agreement that we would support the Union war effort with General Sherman, and in return, our people would be given 40 acres for each family, no matter if they lived in the coast of Georgia or South Carolina, you could move there. But as she stated, President Johnson rescinded that. And so this is why some of us still say, free the land, free the land. Many of our reparations fighters have called for that land because our ancestors worked on this land for centuries and were not compensated. So we are in complete solidarity with Sister Pat said. It should be something that every person of African descent in this country and all of our allies should support for us to free the land. Ashe, and I'll keep it moving.
Ashe, Ashe. And I just want to point out that I am here also because of on this particular day, because we've designated 2 dates. Many of you came to the August 23rd Reparations Sunday, and then to this Reparations Sunday, which we hope will continue on and on. But I'm here today for this Jubilee revival because I believe that reparations is a spiritual practice and a journey. And I'm here because we believe that, if we want reparations to actually happen, reparation that goes beyond compensation to the holistic sense, that reparations is healing, education, restitution, compensation, and promises to change behavior and not repeat the behavior that got us here. And I'm here to reinforce and revive that sense of what it should be. Imagine if our nation was accountable. That would begin to heal the deep gulf that is between us.
Hi, I'm Lynn, and I'm part of the campaign, and I'm here for this Jubilee revival because I know this country's wealth was built from slavery and anti-racism and anti-Black racism, and I feel deeply that this country owes a massive debt to African Americans for harm done. I'm here for this Jubilee revival because I want to share the truths that I've learned in this campaign with those who, like me, still live in racist illusion. And I'm here because as a lifelong healer, I know that the only way to heal the terrible harm that white supremacy has caused African Americans is to make repair. So I'm here for this Jubilee revival to co-create a culture of repair that might free us all.
Hey family, my name is Jody Geddes. I'm calling in from Ohlone land, and I'm here today because honestly, the time is now. We've been waiting too long, having conversation for too long. The time is now for reparations that is not just symbolic, but reparations that is transformative in the hearts and minds, as well as transformative with the crumbling of systems to create space to reimagine what else can be created where liberation and freedom is possible now and in this moment. And so that's why I'm here and I'm committed to this work, and it's good to be here with you all. And also for my kid, let's just keep it real, for the generation that is here right now in this moment, who also gets to witness what we're able to create and reimagine.
And I'm Melinda Salazar, and I'm standing on Abenaki land in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And I'm honored to work and serve as the co-director of the Truth Telling Project. I believe we stand at a historical moment in the evolutionary consciousness of humankind. And I'm here because I'm moved to be a part of the trials and the promises, the hardship and the progress, the anguish and the joy, as we attempt to heal the deep wounds of our history and our herstory, and to move toward lasting change.
I'm Baba Akinyele Umoja, and I'm here because my ancestors came during the Middle Passage, and my ancestors were forced to work without a compensation for centuries in this country. And my father, and many of my ancestors worked as sharecroppers without proper compensation. They witnessed lynchings, they witnessed and lived in terror. So I'm here because of what my ancestors experienced, but I'm also here because of what I've experienced in terms of living under police terror, in terms of living under miseducation. And I'm here for not only my children, but my unborn grandchildren, to prepare a better world, better life for them. Ashe.
This is Max. I'm here because I find justice work to be liberating. Sometimes when I sing a freedom song, I substitute in the word justice. And let me give you a sample. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching on the justice land.
Thank you, Max. My name is Willard Lett. I'm here as a representative of the National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America. I'm here as a reparationist, calling for full repair of the fractured human family. I'm here to honor my ancestors and join others in the struggle for Mahat, wholeness, and healing for the human family, justice, and righteousness for African people. It was our esteemed philosopher, Maulana Ron Karenga, who said, there is no separate freedom and dignity for African people. Reparations is about repair. It's about full repair. While there may have been contract violations, the violation that the UN conference, World Conference Against Racism cited was not a broken contract, but a broken covenant with the crime against humanity of the African chattel enslavement system. So I'm here today to lift that up and to join others in that same struggle. Thank you.
Habari Gani. I'm Terrell. I'm a doctoral student. I'm a professor, an educator, and a New African activist. It's very appropriate that I followed up Baba Willard, because I too see, the ways that white rulership has devastated humanity, not just humanity, but the planet. It's caused great imbalances from the destruction. And I'm here not just on behalf of myself, but on behalf of my ancestors, to restore the balance, to see to the restoration of humanity, and to do those things through Black liberation. And reparations work is a part of that. Ashe.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Latrice Clark. I am also a doctoral student, educator, project coordinator for the Grassroots Reparation Campaign. And I'm here because too many times have, we've been overlooked. Too many times have our cries been ignored. Too many times have our voices, attempts have been silenced. And I'm here to take every opportunity to, educate, to advocate, to share in this moment and celebrate our ancestors, how far we've come, and to continue to send that message. Yes, today, now is the time. And I just welcome and happy to be here in this space with you all. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rick Ufford Chase. I'm speaking to you from traditional Abenaki lands in the Northeast Kingdom of Northern Vermont. And I'm here this afternoon because as a person who carries pretty much every marker of unearned privilege that is possible, having been raised Christian with white skin and male, cisgendered male, heterosexual, the list goes on and on. I'm growing in my awareness in my 50s of just how critically important it is to do the work of healing and repair. And of all of the aspects of healing and repair, the one that seems most important to me right now in my life is guarantees of non-repeat. And I can think of no other way to do guarantee of non-repeat than to do this work together. I'm so grateful to be with all of you.
Hi, I'm Valletta Roll, and can whoever is spotlighting please spotlight me through Orion and Naja? Thank you.
I am here because the Almighty Creator put lungfuls of air and a chest full of heartbeats in me so that I may do what I was born to do and be who I was born to be. I sit before you as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as an auntie, as a sister, as a member of the Ashe Dance Theater Collective, as a birth worker, as a doula, and as a community health activist. I'm here because the ancestors upon whose shoulders I stand move so mightily that I cannot help but rise to this occasion. And as our newly crowned and deeply beloved ancestor, our sister Ifeah Sampson reminded me and many of us, a prayer ain't a prayer unless you say it out loud. I'm here because my parents loved me into existence and because our children are watching me with love now. I am charged by that love to have right words, right thoughts, and right actions in the direction of freedom for us all of y'all and all of us. Black people, all Black and Blackened people are 100% human and as such, hold 100% stake and claim to any and every human right in this world and in all known and unknown worlds from now until the end of eternity. Ashe, amen, and so it is. Yes. And with that call to freedom and with that floor being opened for many of the facilitators of this ritual and ceremony today, I give my thanks that I am able to offer a moment of practice for us all to really settle into our bodies. We have been very lucky, very blessed to still find ways to connect with each other through technology. But one unfortunate part of that is that we are unable to relate to each other in the flesh. So I want us to all relate to our own flesh now, to relate to the 360 degrees of our existence, as opposed to just relating to the flat screen of the squares that we have to use as a way of being together due to our circumstances now. I'm inviting everyone to make a seat that is even more comfortable than you were in before, so that you may find it easier to take an even bigger breath than was possible before. And with that, please, if you are comfortable, place one hand on a relaxed and loose abdomen and one hand on your heart, preferably so that you may feel the sensation of your heart beating. And with that heartbeat, I'm going to invite in some sound from our drummer, Baba Naja Codrington. As we feel the breath enter and exit from our bodies through our nose, let us consciously deepen that breath. Inhaling, and with a lengthened exhale, breathe out. Again, breathing in, filling the body with air. breathe out, allowing all that air to leave the body. Rubbing the palms together, generating some warmth between the hands. Opening the palms up to the ceiling and placing your eyes in the warmth of your palms. Allowing the warmth of your hands to increase and encourage relaxation in your face. Extending a gentle caress across the eyes, across the forehead, across the face, over the crown of the head, down the neck and throat. Across the shoulders, extending that gentle, loving caress into the hands. Stretching the hands, gathering together, opening up and offering, gathering together, making light fists and bringing the hands into the abdomen, extending the hands, sending them out, reaching out, gathering into the body. One more time like that. Inhaling, reaching, extending the arms out, and now extending the arms up. Extending the arms to the sides, taking up, filling up space, filling the space that you are in. Bringing the hands to the back body, holding on to the back. Inhaling, filling the sides of the body with air. Exhaling, releasing the air. Bringing the hands to rest once more on the legs or taking a comfortable place for the arms. Breathing in, breathing out. Turning the head to look left, taking in what's in the space around you. Maybe there are others, loved ones in the room. Maybe you are in the room and there is only you. Taking in what's in the space, looking up. Looking over to the second side, taking in what's in the space, acknowledging all that can be seen and what cannot be seen. Coming back up, gently looking up as you breathe in, reaching up, arms up, looking up, lifting up, and release. Breathing all the air out as you release the arms down, hands resting comfortably once more on the lap. Inhaling the shoulders up. Exhaling out, up, out. Last time like this, inhaling up and out. Once more, returning one hand to the heart space. As you continue breathing, one hand to the belly. Breathing in, listening to the softness of the rhythm of the drum. Listening to the softness of the rhythm of our hearts. And though through circumstance we are unable to be together, through the blessing of those of us who are able to connect now, I give thanks. I give thanks for all that has aligned for us to be in this space, to be in our bodies, to claim our perfect health. Unify us, don't divide us. Unify us, don't divide us. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Thank you for sharing this time of practice with me. Ashe. Thank you, Naja.
Ashe. Thank you, Valletta, Mama Valletta. My name is Danielle Diesel. I'm coming into this space as a mother, a mama, non-binary, queer space holder, and continuing the practice that Valletta's offered us. I want to lead us in a short practice of filling our bodies with consciousness and awareness. So much of our inheritance of colonization and oppression is one of separating ourselves from each other and more intimately from our own selves and our own beings and bodies. So bringing this somatic awareness that we've cultivated and this breath into alignment and allowing ourselves to root. Can we allow our breath to seep through every periphery of our body, seep down into the support beneath us, be it the ground, be it the building, the structure, the foundation, and connect us down into the soil of the earth beneath us. Finding our root, widening our awareness to connect to this earth body that supports us in every day of our lives, every moment of our lives. Extending our awareness up to the crown of our bodies, finding our length, finding this dignity of beingness in our length. We're always a channel of energy between the ground and the earth and the sky and the universe above. Taking a moment to find our width, sensing into the space of our shoulders and the width of our body between our hips. Taking a moment to feel the matter, feel the depth of our bodies. Finding our hearts. Taking a moment to allow our hearts to soften and become vulnerable and to come into relationship with ourselves. Taking a moment to be in this present moment and letting our hearts spill into every cell of our body. A heart of care, a heart of spaciousness. And if we have the capacity to extend our heart beyond us and into the space around us and the beings in our home, in our communities, and if you have the capacity into the circle that we've cultivated here through this technology, connecting our hearts with each other. And if that feels like too much, it's okay to come back. Come back to your own heart and keep this relationship with yourself. Taking a moment again to touch a soft belly, hold your belly. Feel into the core of your body. And allow yourself to drop into the space that you occupy. The space in the present that you occupy between the past and the future. Taking a moment to sense into what's behind you, your ancestors who protect you, your lineage, and opening your eyes and seeing out onto the horizon, imagining the horizon, seeing forward these 10 years to where we will receive reparations, where we will cultivate it for the children in our lives, for future generations. Drop into what really matters. Center your awareness there. Feel the density of yourself in this moment. And take a moment to smile to where you are. All the effort, the journey that has brought you into this space, into this opportunity to share in ritual. And offer yourself a little bit of gratitude. And extending that gratitude to everyone who's holding the space today and all those who have supported your participation here. And gradually coming back into our boxes of Zoom and reconnecting with each other visually. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama Danielle. At this time, I'd like to really appreciate everyone who's here and also introduce Yeye Louisa Tish, who has over the last few years become a really good friend and teacher and spiritual advisor to me. And if you don't know who Yeye Tish is, she is one of the world's foremost Yoruba priestess and educators. And I have the pleasure to not only work with her around reparations, but work with her on a frequent basis, doing some work around reparations, real work in the world, and particularly spiritual work. And at this point, before I bring on Yeye Tish, I want to make sure that folks receive the email and have the materials needed for this part of the ceremony and ritual, which is the stone, your candle, water, and you have set up a space for which to do that, which will be a part of our ceremony. And So before that happens, I'll just give folks a minute to gather those things, if they do exactly 1 minute. And wonder if there's drumming possible in that moment. For who to do? I think we're good. Thank you. Ashe, Ashe. Yeah, Tish.
Alafia. Alafia. I always begin with Alafia, which is asking that we have good health and be at peace with our neighbors. And even though that greeting is always important, it is especially so now as we have a pandemic wherein Babaluaye, the deity of infectious diseases, and his pal Iku, the energy of death, are roaming around the planet having a banquet, eating people. So know that in addition to work to elevate the spirits of those who have died by COVID and police violence, we are also putting out prayers and cleansings to bring a safe, natural end to those two pandemics, disease and racism. Okay. Before I get started, I just want to give praise and thanks to the drummers and to say to Sister Pat Gunn, I don't know what it is, sister, but something you said got me lit up today, okay? I am truly, truly inspired. I don't know what'll become of it, but I just want you to know you imparted that feeling. Also, Sister Valita, the delivery that you gave, I feel put us in a place of empowerment. It put us in a place of empowerment. I also want to say that my internet is unstable. So if from time to time I go to that picture of me rather than my natural face, it's because my internet is stronger when you all are looking at that picture. Okay. Thank you, David, for making sure that everybody has everything that they need for this ritual. I'm going to ask you to see yourself sitting in the center of a perfect circle in the middle of an equal arm cross that goes from north to south and east to west. These are the portals into which we will call spirit as I repeat this chant 4 times. I want to give credit where credit is due. This was taught to me by Babalawo Fagbemi Fasini, who is an ancestor now, and I was given permission to teach the chant, which is being done all around the world. So imagine yourself sitting in the center of a circle with lines of energy going out in the four directions and from the heavens down beneath the earth. Take a deep breath and regard the east. Ah, Ibashe, Ibashe, oh, Iba, ba, ba, Iba, ye, Ibashe. Regard the ancestors in the south. Ah, Ibashe, Ibashe, oh, Iba, ba, ba, Iba, ye, Ibashe. Regard the energies of the west. Ah, Ibashe, Ibashe, oh, Iba, ba, ba, Iba, ye, Ibashe. And in the north, ah, Ibashe, Ibashe, oh, Iba, ba, ba, Iba, ye, Ibashe. Please see yourself and feel yourself receiving energy from the highest point of the cosmos to the deepest point in the earth. Now I'm going to ask you to take your glass of water, okay, and take the tallest finger on your left hand. And you're going to dip the finger in the water and allow water to drip back into the glass. Unless some of you have your ancestor shrine right close by or a plant that you can pour into, this is the best way to participate in the libations that I'm about to do, okay? So just dip that finger into the water and allow a drop of water to go back into the glass as I say, O mi tutu. We pour libations in honor of the ancestors of all who stand with us today, at home, before their altars, or in the street. Ancestors, we ask that you rise up for the cause of justice in the name of freedom with the power of love. Dip the finger again. O natutu. We pour libations today to cleanse the spirits of our children who've been wounded and slain in the street by police violence and vigilante arrogance. We pour for Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Oscar Grant, Tamir Rice, Akai Gurley, Eric Gardner, LeVar Jones, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and the many others whose names we do not know. Ile tutu. We pour libations in the names of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party, and those who faced guns and dogs and water and hoses, who took to the streets in the civil rights and Black Power movements. We call upon your spirits to stand with us today. Bobo, Bobo Egungun, please dip your fingers in the water to bless all the ancestors. We pour these libations for the spirits of Sojourner Truth, of Fannie Lou Hamer, of Harriet Tubman, conductor of the Underground Railroad, to Toussaint Louverture of the Haitian Revolution, to Bras Coupé, who bested the slave masters, to the crew of the Amistad, to the Dahomey Amazons, to all the ancestors, named and unnamed, who fought, spoke, taught, and lived for justice and freedom. We pour libations today with reverence and love, and we ask you to stand with us on our way to victory. To those who have newly become ancestors due to COVID and violence and illness, forgive us for our inability to do your homegoing rites properly, but look into our hearts, knowing that we hold you dear there, that we revere and remember your names, and that we carry on the work that you have left for us to do. Let it be Ire, Ire, Ireo. We'll now have the libation song.
Sweet water over me, sweet water over me. Swallow honey from a bee, pour molasses in the sea. Sweet water over me, sweet water over me, sweet water over me. Swallow honey from a bee, pour molasses in the sea. Sweet water over me. Swallow honey from a bee, pour molasses in the sea. Sweet water over me. Swallow honey from a bee, pour molasses in the sea. Sweet water over me.
Ashe. Thank you, sister. Now I invite you to take that same finger that we use to pour the libations, dip it in the water, and first touch it to your third eye, to Iwaju, the seat of character. Dip that finger in the water again and touch your right palm, clean your right palm, and then use the finger on the right hand to clean your left palm, and take the stone that you have on your altar and anoint the stone with the same water that you have now anointed your hands and your eyes. Hold that stone in your hand as if in prayer. Hold it warmly and sweetly. Hold it closely. And repeat after me 4 times. Upon this rock, I speak my commitment to build a foundation for reparations. Upon this rock, I speak my commitment to build a foundation for reparations. Upon this rock, I speak my commitment to build a foundation for reparations. Upon this rock, I speak my commitment to build a foundation for reparations. Place your rock next to your candle and your glass of water, and pick up your pen and paper, whatever you have for writing, because now we're going to smaller groups, and what you are considering, your query, is what is reparations and what am I prepared to do to become a reparationist? And you'll be put in small groups and timed, and we will pick this ritual back up when you return. Thank you.
Stolen body, working stolen land. Reparation, the freedom jubilee. Reparation, oh,
All right. Thank you, Warren. I think people are coming back. All the rooms should be closed at this point. And
we're coming back.
Mhm. And Yaya Tish is going to continue in just a minute. We're still waiting for people to come back. Warren, do you want to try to see if, because we couldn't hear your piano at all. Maybe if you could try that. Like, I just want to see if we can hear it because you have something later. You ever had a day when all the tech doesn't work the way it's supposed to? That's today. Right.
There it is.
Like it works well in rehearsal. Right. So I think we're going to continue with our ceremony. And
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay. Yaya Tish.
Yes, baby.
Let's continue.
Okay. So people, those of you who know how important this work is, you know that everything won't be resolved today. But it's been important for you to contemplate the question and to think about your commitment. And the wonderful thing about ritual is that it sets energies into motion that may or may not be immediately obvious. But after this next step that we take, later on, you may have what they call the aha experience, right? Right now, maybe you don't know what you can do to further reparations. But if you make the commitment in sacred space, counting on the surviving intelligence of the ancestors, they will show you what your part is. And what I know is that you are already enough to be able to contribute something significant. And what I know is that you have access to the intelligence of the ancestors to help you fulfill that. So this next step is designed to activate that within you and in your life. So I'm going to ask you once more to pick up the glass or the bowl of water that we used for the libations and the invocation to the ancestors, and to pick up the stone that you anointed and acted to your third eye and both of your hands. You have made a commitment, taken an oath on the stone, on the earth, to be a reparationist in the best way that you can with the assistance of the ancestors, okay? So now we're going to tap the stone on the glass of water And 3 times we will say, the stones are the bones of the earth. Our bones are the stones of the ancestors. The stones are the bones of the earth. Our bones are the stones of the ancestors. The stones are the bones of the earth. Our bones are the stones of the ancestors. And let that sink in so that you not only know that you have access to the intelligence of the ancestors, but that you are an ancestor of the future. And what you do today and tomorrow will be remembered by our descendants. And every act that you commit finds its vibration in the earth. You are already enough. You are already connected. And those of you who know me know that one of my favorite things is to leave people with homework. Okay, I'm internationally known as a homework bitch, okay? So here is your homework. Recognize that this simple ritual that we have done is foundational to all the traditions of the world. Perhaps you recognize the saying, upon this rock I build my church. Perhaps you know that the Kabbalah is a stone. Perhaps you know that the centerpiece of altars everywhere is a stone. Perhaps you know that every organization that is doing benevolent work begins by laying a foundation to the building, which is a stone, and clarifying what its objective is, which is a stone. You have made this stone your foundation, your touchstone. Touch it to strengthen yourself. When your resolve feels weak or you begin to question whether or not you can do the work, simply go over and touch it. Touch it to solidify your work. When things don't seem to be coming together, touch the firmness of the stone and bring all of your elements together. Touch it to ask for assistance from the ancestors and to draw to you people and resources who can help you with your work. Place it on your altar, put it near your computer. Remember that it is always there and that you can access power from it. I ask you to take a deep, deep breath and remember the power that was coming to you from the north. Take a deep, deep breath and feel again the power that came to you from the west. Inhale again and feel that power that came to you from the south. And on this last breath, inhale that power that came to you from the east. Know now that you sit in the center of power, surrounded by a circle of ancestors who will always enter through any gate to assist you as you go forward to become a dedicated reparationist. Let it be Ire, Ire, Ireo. Thank you for your time and your attention.
Thank you, Yeye Tish. We're going to share, Rabbi Lynn and I are going to share the reparationist pledge. And Rabbi Lynn, do you want to start off with talking about maybe why we came up with the notion of what reparationist is?
Thank you so much, Dave. And it's wonderful to be here. We believe that reparations is the foundation stone for the healing of the soul of Turtle Island. The reparationist pledge of accountability is a way to remain faithful to the sacred work of reparations. The reparationist pledge is a personal and a communal tool of accountability and steadfast solidarity, and a way to pledge out loud in your community or to another person. A reparation pledge is a way to start organizing the conversations of our communities so that we can move forward.
So I'm gonna put the link to the document in the chat. And many of you receive this as an email once you registered. This is the form. And you can ask for us to remind you about this pledge. And I'm going to just share my screen so you can all see what I'm talking about. You should have received this document. And it says a little bit of what Rabbi Lynn just said. And some of the pieces are: I pledge to approach reparations as a spiritual and healing journey. I pledge to acknowledge and work to heal the legacy of moral and material harm that originated with the transatlantic slave trade and continues to manifest harm in Black communities. I pledge to learn more about America's history of racism and its foundation of chattel slavery and the ways in which institution with which I affiliate were implicated in perpetuating, profiting, whether directly or indirectly, from the harms of oppression. I pledge to learn more about how structures and institutions built on slave labor continue to disenfranchise people in the African diaspora, as well as devalue Black lives. I pledge to follow the leadership and be patient with those who are impacted by slavery and its legacy. I pledge to give and support healing material assistance without expectation on how these should be used. I pledge to divest from my personal and institutional complicity in violence against Black people, including but not limited to divesting from investments that harm Black people and BIPOC communities. And for those who don't know, that's Black, Indigenous, and people of color. I pledge to support and advocate in solidarity with institutions and organizations that are uplift and are led by Black communities where I live throughout the world. I pledge to be sensitive to the intersectionalities of the harms of racism. I pledge to participate in reparations in my local community and encourage my networks to do the same, guided by the analysis and leadership of Black-led organizations and individuals. I pledge to take this message to my family, friends, and communities with love rather than guilt or shaming. I pledge to undo racism within my own faith-based community according to the principles articulated in this pledge. And it's repeated. And then you can write your name and check whether you want us to continue to be in contact with you about this commitment.
Today, we are also encouraging faith-based and ethically based communities to become reparationist congregations, churches, sanghas, synagogues, organizations, so that we can create a network, so that we come with strength. We continue to support the many historic reparationist organizations in the Black community and come as communities in solidarity to support this effort, both in legislation, education, ceremony, and to make reparations part of your calendar year. And you can do that by putting August and December on your calendars so that your communities can host a sacred time devoted to reparations.
It's time to galvanize the nation into a total situation where we can recognize reparation now. It's time to galvanize the nation into a total participation, because we need reparations now. I pledge to tell all the nation they need to be in situation. We need a total participation, reparations now. Our bodies stolen for our service, but we are pledging to be one. We know they need to be. We need to set free reparations now, reparations now, reparations now, reparations now.
Good evening. Everyone can hear me. My name is Talisha Bradley, and I'm going to sing another song for you all. And this song was written by who I love to call our Minister of Music, Adia Whitaker. And this song to me is a quintessential Regain Your Power song. It's visceral, and I ask that you sing along with me. There's a part in the song where we're kind of laughing at the face, in the face of the oppressor. And I actually sing ha, and you're gonna respond, you ain't catch. And I'm gonna sing ha, and you're gonna say, you ain't own. And I'm gonna say, singing ha, and you're gonna say, you ain't never knew me. Okay, so you saying you ain't catch, you ain't own, you ain't never knew. All right, so you're gonna join in with me. You can keep your mics muted, but I want us to sing in this song together so we can all have that, that resurgence of being empowered, even in the midst of oppression. And I sing this song on behalf and for all of my ancestors who have been maybe physically in bondage and physically enslaved, but we know our spirits are always, always rising, rising, and rising, and rising to freedom. So here's our song by Sister Adia, Massa Back. Massa back, massa back. I don't do that massa back. Stay away that massa back from me. Call a meeting at the tree for the wild and the free. Ain't no never was and won't will be. North Star too far. Rise tall, go hard. I'm a dream Massa never did see. Running fast down that road with no drinking gourd, singing high. You ain't ever catch me. Singing high, you ain't catch. Singing high, you ain't
on.
Singing high, you
ain't never knew me.
Singing high,
you ain't catch.
Singing high, you ain't
on.
Singing high, you ain't never
knew me.
Never knew a chain on my body or my brain. Been all around the world, educated, home trained. If it wasn't for a slave, big farmer, housemaid, Massa surely would have got me with his terror, gloom, and grave. Massa back, I don't do that massa back. Stay away that massa back from me. I'm meeting in the tree for the wild and the free. Ain't no never was and won't will be. Not one that away, not one that away. It's a brand new day. Ain't going that away. Juba, this yellow cat. I don't do that massa back. Up, down, around town. I'm free. Singing high.
You ain't catch. You ain't on.
You ain't never knew me. Singing high, you ain't catch. Singing high, you ain't on.
You ain't on.
You ain't never knew me. Harriet says no, we ain't got no place to go. Africans and POCs built this whole economy. Will you pick your own berries? Cook the food and eateries.
Cook the food and eateries.
Stand up for the immigrants, standing rocks and refugees. If it meant your own safety or that of your family. Well, massa back, I don't do that massa back. Stay away that massa back from me. I caught a meeting at the tree for the wild and the free. Ain't no never was and won't will be. Juba, this yellow cat, I don't do that massa back. Up, down, around town, I'm free. Running fast down the road with that old drinking gourd, singing high, you ain't never catch me. Last time, singing high, you ain't catch. Singing high, you don't own. Singing high, you ain't never knew me. Singing high, you ain't catch. Singing high, you ain't on. Singing high, you ain't never knew me.
My life been mattered, so glad you know. I've always been this beautiful. If the world never turned to look at me, I would still be royalty. Trends they come and trends they go. Hashtag number sign pound tic-tac-toe. When all is said and all is done, I'll still be shining like the sun. Tree, my life has been mattered. So glad you know.
Glad you know.
I've always been this beautiful. If the world never turned to look at me, I would still be royalty. Trends they come and trends they go.
They go, they go, they go.
Hashtag number sign pound tic-tac-toe. When all is said and all is done, I'll still be shining like the sun. When all is said and all is done, I'll still be shining like the sun.
Shining, shining, shining.
All is said and all is done, I'll still be shining like the sun.
Hear this shit. Where this
Like the sun.
Ashe.
Wow. It's just absolutely wow. Ashe, thank you. Thank you. I've been asked to invite everyone into a moment of gratitude, generosity, appreciation, wanting to connect to what's alive right now in you in this moment, and recognizing all the people, the circumstances, the energies that allowed you to come into this space and share this experience. And also, as some people have started to acknowledge over the chat, all the folks who have come together to hold this space. And recognizing that sometimes we are doing this from a place of volunteerism, a place of not being resourced and supported, a place of multitasking as I give my toddler some food, and wanting to invite any type of expression of gratitude and thanks and generosity. In my spiritual practice and lineage, that's called dana, and it's a giving practice. It's a practice of appreciating the teachings, the learning, the healing that we've received, and offering that back and forward through thanks and acknowledgements, through dollars and cents, through gifts, through commitments. So I believe that there's a link being shared in the chat. All donations are appreciated and supported, and we'll continue this work. And ashe, and thank you. Also, just to name that the folks who held space will be supported and encouraged in their work as well. Everybody here has been, is coming from decades of practice and training and experience. So thank you. Thank you all for being in this space together and being in this work together.
So there are multiple things left. I just want to point out that we did this Reparations Sunday last August online. It was the first Reparations Sunday that was during the pandemic, and toward the end, we realized that people needed more time and wanted more conversation. And so we're going to hear a little bit of drumming, and Melinda has graciously offered to share her practice, her yoga practice, because one of the things that we're rubbing up against is that white supremacy is living in our bodies. It is and that all of our work to undo racism, decolonize ourselves, as Valletta also shared, has to be embodied. And as we leave, we'll hear drums, and Valletta, I'm sorry, Melinda will offer a yoga practice. And I wanted to also share that if people wanted to stay longer, that we can also have groups, and I've devised a way to make it really easy to put people into groups to have conversations. So I'm gonna put this in now while we hear just a minute or so of drumming. And if there's interest, these are some of the groups we want to stick around. And so there's a group for organizing communities, particularly reparationist communities and congregations, yoga practice, white beginners in reparations, LGBTQIA plus room, Black people, co-conspirators, questions around BIPOC, politics and reparations. And just so people know, there are questions that people from BIPOC communities have with each other around reparations, and then meditation. And think about what you want to do. And what I will do after the embodied practice is to ask people to raise their hand, and I'll put people in groups just like that, one by one. And the groups will be led by, a facilitator. We may not have a facilitator, depending on if people jumped off early, but that's how it'll go. So let's close out with drumming, and then Melinda will lead us into an embodied yoga practice.
Thank you for that. In response to the request for a short closing yoga practice, I selected a seemingly simple but extremely important yoga asana. I've selected Tadasana, mountain pose. It's a pose that teaches stability, mobility, lightness, and energy of the body, because the work ahead of us requires that we stand strong within ourselves and we stand grounded upon the earth, not to get swept up off our feet by the comings and doings of this world. So please, if you would, turn off your video right now and find a place to stand next to where you've been sitting for the last few hours. I'll give it a moment. And to begin, come to stand on the earth with feet, hips width distance apart and parallel to one another, with the toes pointing straight forward. Please gently close your eyes. Notice where you place the weight of your body in your feet. Shift weight back into your heels and lift the soles of your feet up and spread the toes wide. Lengthen the toes as you spread them apart, and then gently release your toes to the floor. Press your thighs back and move your pelvis, your hips, back over your heels. Imagine roots extending from the soles of your feet to the ground, into the earth below you. Lift up from the sides of your ribs into the hollow of your armpits. Inhale, and on the exhale, push the tops of your shoulders down. Notice here if your front ribs are extended and if there's an overarch in your upper back. And if so, draw your lower front ribs in, but keep the belly soft. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and lengthen your neck tall and bring the crown of your head closer to the sky. And then glide the head back and tuck the chin in slightly. Then from here, we'll bring some silence into our standing pose and feel the strength of your muscles, bones, connective tissue, holding your body tall and strong. Turn your mind to the breath and explore here the pattern, the rhythm, the texture, and the climate of the breath. Observe the length and the depth of the inhale and compare that to the length and the depth of the exhale. And then with some effort, try to bring the inhale and the exhale in the same length and breadth and depth, bringing equanimity between inhales, breathing in, and the exhales, the release. Coming back to find your Tadasana, your place of standing on the earth. And as a closing thought or reflection, reflect on today's gathering, today's Reparations Sunday. Tomorrow begins at 5 a.m., the winter solstice. And we acknowledge this as the new year in the indigenous pre-Catholic Old European calendar as the return of the sun, the return of light. And this is a very powerful solstice, as the astrological aspects and other influences that mark it as an important transition and initiation into a new cycle. Take a few more moments here. And when you are ready, you can come back to your seat and return your video or not. And we'll rejoin to close our event today. Thank you.
Thank you, Melinda. I just want to note that I put first, I just want to offer gratitude for everyone who participated and organized and continues to organize around Reparations Sunday. People know I call them at midnight sometimes and text people late. So deep appreciation for all of their work. I'm not that bad. And I want to point out that I put a link in the chat function that has upcoming events. We talked about reparationist communities, and if people are interested in becoming a reparationist, you don't need us to become one, but we're just a community of support. And if there's interest in that, then there's a upcoming event on March the 24th, which is another ceremony. And there is also, there's a link again, grassrootsreparations.org events. You could just click on that and see what's next. The dates for Reparations Sunday for 2021 are also there. And we like to encourage you all to put them on your organizational calendars. And if there's interest in, how do I do this? I keep. All right. All right. So I did say that there would be a space for more conversation if people are interested. So what I like to do is, if you're interested in the first group, which is organizing your own community, particularly reparationist community, put your hand up now. There's a hand that you can put up where it says reactions. Is that it, right? No.
No. To raise your hand, I think you need to click on your, oh, how do you do it? It's not the reactions.
Participants.
In the participants list at the bottom.
Thank you.
So raise your hand if you would like to be in that group, and I can begin assigning you right now. So, and all right, and that's, so Rabbi Lynn, I'm gonna just move you there. Let me just pause. I think I've been talking for a while, muted. What was the last thing you heard me say?
You've been paused since people said how to raise your hand.
All right. So just real quick, raise your hand if you want to be in Rabbi Land's group. And that's going to be organizing communities and reparationist congregations and communities. Raise your hand. All right, Stefan.
And is Latrice joining this group? I don't know. Latrice has been also really, I don't know if Latrice is still here.
All right.
I am here.
I'm just going to move you there, Rabbi Lynn. I'm going to move Stephen. I think I have to do it like that.
That's good.
All right. And I'll come and join that group, I believe, later. All right. Nancy, is your hand is raised too?
Yes.
Thought I saw Kathleen Anderson. No, definitely not.
For next time on the new version of Zoom, you people can self-select their own breakout rooms. So
Really?
yeah, but
Oh
we
my
all have to be on the latest Zoom, but that is an option for next time.
Okay. So I opened up a room. So you all should be able to join that. All right, Melinda who's interested in a yoga group with Melinda? Okay, I'm just gonna go through this super quickly. White beginners and reparations. Body. Anyone else?
That'll be my group if anybody wants.
And this could also be the co-conspirators, white co-conspirators for reparations as well.
Maybe that's also the first group. I don't know. Could be the first group too.
All right, y'all, this is becoming super complicated. How about we maybe do it in waves? Like the first, we'll do it in questions. Because for some reason, you know, it's just super cumbersome and weird, which now I'm seeing what Josh was going through. Who's getting my crazy messages, like what's happening. But I mean, I think now's a time in this large, great breakout room. Is everybody okay with just being in one big room and maybe answering questions around becoming a reparationist community? And so maybe that'll be the first question. Rabbi Land, do you just want to talk about it? And then we'll move on to Lottie talking about her work.
Dave, I think you should talk about it. But just to say that becoming a reparationist community is somewhat along the model of sanctuary communities, the sanctuary movement, abolitionist movement, where communities could self-identify as reparationist communities to give more weight and more conversation to local communities and to create local networks.
And let me just show you all quickly, to support that work, we've created a spirituality and reparations toolkit. We didn't mention it here because it is not quite ready, but this is a little bit of what it looks like. And it will have all of that information, and it'll be available soon. And I'm not sharing it yet, but it should be available in the next week or so. Also, we've come up with like ways for people to identify each other as well. And if you want to do this work, or have already engaged on this work, we created badges. So you can be like, I'm a reparationist, y'all. And so I'll just show you what it looks like. So I don't know, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Looking good, Baba.
That's what a reparationist looks like. And you too, your organization, your community could be a reparationist organization. And I'll pause there, but like we essentially put together a list of things that's already in here about like, what does it look like to be a reparationist? We don't hold we don't have a monopoly on it, but these are just some suggestions that we had based on our experience and organizing together. So I'm going to just drop it in the chat and then share with you all, or maybe answer any questions around that. So give me 1 second. So you all have gotten this information. If you registered for this event, you should have gotten a list of 6 things that essentially we believe counts for being a reparationist. And they are taking the pledge, which is listed and which we went through earlier, committing to ongoing education, local and state support, federal support of legislation, and then finding out ways to unravel yourself from complicity in white supremacy. And that's a hard one because you can have a retirement account that makes you complicit in Black people's oppression, given that something that the fund manager is invested in prisons or is invested in war. And we see our connection as intricately connected with all people of color. So if there's racism against indigenous communities, we see that as connected. And so that's a journey. And to be a reparationist doesn't mean you completed it, but it means you're on it. Then reconnect with your ancestors and be accountable for the legacy you've inherited. And what that means is knowing where you come from. And Ta-Nehisi Coates describes this as part of the problem of white supremacy, as this disconnection from our ancestors. And often people realize I'm Irish and will start wearing a kilt and forget about the racism that maybe our great grandfather committed or participated in. You can't jump over. You have to, I think, be connected and deal with that. And then participate in reparations ceremony and add reparations ceremony to your community's calendar. So I'm going to pause there and then turn it over to Lottie, who can speak to people who are new to this work, particularly as a white person.
Thank you, David. This is such powerful and important work. And I'll just speak for 30 seconds here. And I just want to encourage, if you're white and if you're new to the reparations movement, to the discussion, I put together a resource, and this is part of educating ourselves. And it's called Reparations, 4 slavery.com. And for anybody wanting to learn more about the reparations movement, if you're white, it basically gives you everything from questions you may have, a way to look at our history, linking you up with all the different Black-led organizations that are doing this work, including our partner organizations, including this one, the Grassroots Reparations Campaign with NCOBRA, with NARC. There are so many different groups doing this work, and it's really important. It's important that we really have a good basis and an understanding about the history that's been erased. My ancestors were both enslavers, and they erased their tracks afterwards. And so what all of us have inherited is a school system where our history has been erased, and we really don't know about honestly, the crimes that have been committed. So I built this website to try to fill that gap. So one of the latest features I put together is called Understanding the Racial Wealth Gap, and it's the economic basis for repair. So having this information is really a companion piece. You need a spiritual heart connection to the work, and you also need to be studying our history and learning how our families, where our families fit in, the white families fit in terms of the suppression, and all of us have benefited. So there are 2 parts of repair, and those are two parts. So anyway, I'll put that in the chat, or David already did. Anyway, if anybody has questions, I offer up this site. So thank you. And I want to thank everyone for all this important work that we're doing together. Thanks.
I think at this point, I want to see if there are questions about what happened, questions about organizing. I apologize that I didn't have the brain width to put us into groups to have these conversations, but we're here. I'm here. If there are more things to talk about, or questions, or things to unpack, or if folks just want to sit silently.
I have a question for Lottie. My question is, does the website, do you have any programs that create cohorts for people to be kind of buddies in doing the work of tracing historical lineage? And my coupling question is that, are there mixed race folks using your website and in this community?
Yes, in fact, I'm putting that together as we speak. I'm putting together a program called 52 Weeks Toward Repair. And there will be probably a monthly support group for people who are doing their genealogical research and trying to see what it is, designing a personal path to repair. And other people wanting to study their history and just sort of connect up through that healing process. Also through, and Jody's here, she can talk more about this, through coming to the table. I'm in Denver, and our local group is putting together, using some of the materials I've got on my website, looking at the economic basis for repair as a way of structuring a study of our history to look at reparations and why it's due. Because I feel firmly, if as white people, if we don't understand what the basis for repair is, we have trouble making a spiritual connection and a commitment to do it. So it's a slightly different angle to repair. But yes, it's done together. I'd say about 30% of the membership to our community is African American. So yes. Did that answer your question, Danielle?
Well, I'm really interested in the 52-week journey and wondering if there will be specifically cohorts created for people of color or mixed race folks to do that within that safer space.
Right, I haven't gotten that far. I'm designing the curriculum right now, so that'll be done by the end of December, and then I'm going to offer it, and we'll see who's interested in working together. So that's yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
More questions? Thank you, Lottie.
I'll be sending out more information about the program as I finish developing it, and I'm looking for opportunities to collaborate with people. So if anybody's interested in this particular program, please contact me. So.
Do you want to drop your email address, Lottie, or should they contact you through the website if they're interested in collaboration?
Probably the easiest is through their website. There's a contact button. So yeah.
Just wanted to confirm.
I don't hear anything else. I don't want to press people into saying something quickly, but I think I'm gonna go finish my dinner with Danielle and my little one. You all, I really hope. I think that one of the ways to change our culture is to create ritual and ceremony that helps us learn in a different way. And I think our country, like, we need, ceremony that can help us transition to a better one. I think Reparations Sunday is something that can do that for people, and or be part of that change. And I encourage people to spread the word about Reparations Sunday. And if you're connected with the organization, congregation, please put Reparations Sunday on your calendar. And the dates for 2021 are August the 21st and December the 19th. And they also correspond with connected dates as well. And we have a reparationist ceremony coming up on March the 24th. So that will be another time when communities can take the pledge and be a part of a ceremony to bring them and join in as a reparationist community. And I'll just really share this really quickly in the website so folks can see it. And you can't sign up for this yet, but you'll be able to soon. But the dates are here. Go to grassrootsreparations.org. Also, everybody who's registered for this will get the toolkit via email and all the other goodies. Thank y'all for coming and staying later. It's so good to, like, Lottie, thank you. Josh, thank you. Sorry for yelling at you in the text.
I understand. No, it was a stressful time at the point.
Why are we all like, what's going on with these groups? Melinda, thank you. Jody, thank you. Pat, thank you. Valletta, thank you. Orion, thank you. Everybody else, thank you. Danielle, thank you. And happy Reparations Sunday to you all.
Happy Reparations Sunday.
Thank you all, family. Be well.
Happy Jubilee, Pat Gunn.
Thank you, Baba David.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Marbles, thank you for coming. So good to see you, Charles. Thank you for coming. Abi, am I saying Abi? Hey. All right.